brought us to this country as a labor force. We built a foundation and they hate us for it. They hate us for it. We built a foundation and they ain't pay us for it. They ain't pay us for it, but they gon' pay for it. Already prayed for it. Non-believers didn't pray for us. Non-believers didn't pray for us. We're black and we built a foundation. Stone by stone, generation to generation. Vultures said we had no culture. Them vultures got a Jay-Z poster. Them vultures got a lacy culture. Vultures eat what they didn't kill. Vultures sleep what they didn't build. They brought us to this country as a labor force. We built the foundation and they hate us for it. We built the foundation and they ain't pay us for it. They ain't pay for it, but they gon' pay for it. Already paid for it. Non-believers pray for it. Non-believers didn't pray for us. Non-believers didn't pray for us. We're black and we built a foundation. Stone by stone, generation to generation. Vultures said we had no culture. And vultures got a Jay-Z poster. Them vultures got a lacy poster.
I'm Jamaican.
You ain't black.
Then what am I?
Jamaican.
I'm black.
You Jamaican.
No.
You Jamaican.
It's a difference, huh?
It's a difference.
Okay, describe the difference.
If I go to your...
What color is my skin? What color is my skin?
Yellow.
Okay, and it derives from?
Even white derived from black. Even white derived from black. All colors in the color spectrum come from the black. But y'all have been classified as Jamaicans.
When I fill out the paperwork here in the States, it doesn't say Jamaican anywhere.
How can you describe me as being black? You have a name. You're Jamaican.
And you're American.
Well, I'm black American.
Okay, I'm black Jamaican.
It don't say that. You're making something up now. It don't say that. Our paperwork, we have to check something. When you go back home, you don't check nothing. You're automatic Jamaican.
Right.
I'm not automatic American. I'm automatic black. You see what I'm saying? So when we say black, we talking us. Mm-hmm. Y'all ain't us. Don't y'all got Jamaican food?
No.
Yeah.
Don't y'all have a Jamaican culture?
Yes.
We don't.
Bruh.
So we those seeds. We are not African seeds. We don't have no African bloodline other than what the white boy have.
And have been seeing it among black immigrants living in America. Just because you have African roots, it will not automatically make you a black American. Black Americans are not only defined by the color of their skin or their origin. They are also defined by their lineage and their unique experience in America. And that is why when that Puerto Rican man said, my ancestors are from Africa, so I can call myself a black American, that is where the issue comes from. And this is not only about Ruiz, that is the name of that man, the Puerto Rican man who is calling himself a black American. It's the trends that we're seeing happening in America. We are seeing many Latinos migrating from Dominican Republic, from Trinidad and Tobago, from Jamaica, even Africans. They go to America, they live there for 10 years, they learn their accent, they start mixing with black Americans, and then all of a sudden they start calling themselves black Americans. There's a big issue that is happening in the black American community, and that is why you have seen black Americans starting a movement of delineating themselves from these other groups. And I want these immigrants to understand that when these black Americans Africans are pushing back, it is not because they hate them, it's not because they want division, it is not because they don't want unity, but it is because they want to preserve their own identity. They want to protect their own lineage. Because think about it, if everybody can go to America and then start saying that I am a black American just because I have dark skin color or because I have an African ancestry, then what is going to happen over time? That black American identity is going to be watered down. According to what we have already started seeing, confusion has already started happening.
Bruh. I'm FBA all day too, man.
That's what's up, man. Glad to hear from you, man. Definitely become a follower. I'm gonna make this a normal activity. Let's get a revenue up here. Let me click on revenue. Revenue, what's going on, man?
Ron, what's up, King? How you doing?
Great. You like 0-100.
Yeah, I'm like 0-100 against you, Ron. Yeah. Do you still consider like A. Philip Randolph like one of your master teachers?
Well, I don't have master teachers, but I definitely appreciate his works, and yes, I do look at him as a thoroughbred.
Okay, right. Did A. Philip Randolph ever promote the term black or Negro?
Well, I don't believe he was saying black at that time. Black wasn't really popular of his upbringing, so he would probably most likely say Negro and colored.
Right. What about Martin Luther King and Bayard Rustin?
Martin Luther King said black and beautiful, so he definitely promoted black.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
sure? You sure about that?
You don't know he said he's black and beautiful?
No, he did.
You don't
But
know he said he's black and beautiful?
yeah. But
Okay.
I'm talking. Did he promote the term black or did he promote the term Negro?
Oh, all right. So that's easy. Like at the time, bro, black was just emerging, and Dr. King even said, black has a negative connotation, from the
Right.
dictionary. Right,
So
right.
who
So
was
black
the?
was something. Hold on, I got to answer your question correctly. So black, and Negro were always taboo words across the globe. That's why most people did not want to associate with those terms at all. Go ahead.
So who made the shift from? Because from my research, what I see from A. Philip Randolph, Bayard Rustin, Martin Luther King, the civil rights leaders, they always viewed black as a separatist, radical term. In fact, Bayard Rustin, he called the civil rights movement Negro Revolution during the time of, Stokely Carmichael. They viewed those people as like, the Pan-Africans, the black radicals and separatists who wanted to separate from
Yeah,
the so-called white man.
yeah, that
So
would make sense. That would make sense. When you have a revolutionary term or renaissance, the people who are in complacency, they usually have an issue with it. Same thing with FBA. FBA is like the same, is being handled the same way as black at that time. You have people, the Roland Martins and the Al Sharptons, the older people who are stuck in complacency, and they refuse to acknowledge a modern revolutionary term. So that's normal. That's normal with any group of people anywhere in the world.
so who was the group or the specific people that changed black from a negative to a positive in America?
It was black Americans. Ethnically
Can you
black.
give me some names?
Well, I don't have to name specific names because that would be speculation. At the very best, it'd be arguable. Like nobody can pinpoint somebody for sure and say this person is the one that got everybody up on. No, that's not how that works. All I know, and what's most importantly, is that my argument is it was Black Americans for sure. Now, if you know something, tell us. Go ahead.
Yeah, based on I have a multitude you know universities that all point to Stokely Carmichael, and they even point out the identity politics during the 1960s. You had the one group who pushed the Negro American term, which would be your people, the A. Philip Randolphs, the Martin Luther Kings, and the Bayard Rustin. Then you had the Stokely Carmichael who pushed black, and then you had Malcolm X who pushed the Afro-American.
Okay, so hold on. Stokely Carmichael, here we go back to this. Did he invent black? Did he originate black, or did he help make it popular?
He's the one that's credited to
Brother, I asked a specific question because I know what you were implying. Okay, and I caught it. So, simple question: did he create black, or did he help popularize it?
He couldn't have created black because he didn't create the English language, so he popularized the term black and changed it from a negative to a positive.
No. So when you look at James Brown, right? You're Jamaican, you'll never know this. We had people call up on here on this show who actually were around at that time. We had people call here, Black Americans, and they have no idea who Stokely Carmichael is. They don't even know about they know little about the Black Power chant, but they know all about James Brown, "I'm Black and I'm Proud" song. So that song reached far more people than a Stokely Carmichael chant saying I'm black, okay, or black power. That's just a fact. That's the
Right.
testimony of many Black Americans and anybody globally. Anybody who knows James Brown is familiar with that song over a Black Power chant from Stokely Carmichael. And Stokely Carmichael came back around and dropped the black like we knew he would. And he said he preferred African American. Now, let me ask you this. So Stokely Carmichael, we agree that he helped popularize black, right?
Yeah, of course. That's not
Among
everybody knows, right? Yeah, everybody knows that.
Okay, so he went to Ghana with Kwame Nkrumah. Did he help popularize? Or he helped
You
Ghanaian,
breaking up. You breaking up, bro.
chants and Ghanaian politics. And
You breaking up. I couldn't hear you.
so when Stokely Carmichael, got it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, Stokely Carmichael. That's amongst Black Americans. When he went to Ghana to be with Kwame Nkrumah, did he help them, on black or Black Power, black, lead black? Or did he buy into the Ghanaian politics and the Ghanaian culture and the Ghanaian way of things?
Oh no, I'm not denying that Stokely switched from.
Bro, I'm just asking. Bro, I'm just listen. A lot of people don't know what you might know and what I might know. So I'm just for clarity, right? And for you, because you're neutral. So I don't want to say it. I want you to say it. So when he went to Ghana to be with Kwame Nkrumah, did he have them chant, because they spoke English, did he have them chant Black Power? Or did he help them buy into the Ghanaian culture and Ghanaian politics?
I'm not 100% sure, but I wanted, but before you.
All right. Wait. Hey, bro. I'm just establishing something. I'm saying he helped Black Americans promote our ethnicity globally. And he went to Ghana to help promote Ghanaian ethnicity, because Ghana was fairly new. 1967 is when Kwame Nkrumah said, hey, this is Ghana. He was paying tribute to the indigenous language before, right? So he said, hey, this is Ghana today. So
Right.
Stokely Carmichael went over there and helped promote their culture and their ways and their politics. So Stokely Carmichael was good for that. Yeah, I can't knock that. He helps spread awareness on people fights. So he helped us out with ours, black for Black Americans, and Ghanaian everything for Ghanaians.
Right, but would you you do know that James Brown song came way after Stokely Carmichael Black Power? Like,
Yeah, okay, we're not way after. It's in the 60s. It's 1968. But look, but even with that, ADOS came before FBA, but FBA is most popular. So just because, and then you got alt right name titles, and MAGA came afterwards and was more influential. So just because something started earlier doesn't mean it was more impactful. Obviously, the James Brown song was a song. Music is always more influential and impactful than any other message. Everybody try to get the message of music. As we had music, we had our some of our activism in hip hop, and that helped spread the activism and the message. So music is always the best form to reach the masses, not a lecture.
right. Would you agree though that Martin Luther King, Bayard Rustin, A. Philip Randolph was way more popular than Stokely Carmichael in the 1960s? Like would you agree?
Well, Dr. King, no, not the other two, but Dr. King for sure.
Right. So is it plausible to conclude that maybe James Brown was influenced directly or indirectly by Stokely Carmichael, making black positive rather than what A. Philip Randolph and Bayard Rustin and Martin Luther King was promoting, that, black is a negative, it means separatists and, radical ideology that they didn't want to be associated with. So that's why they denied the term black. So would you agree that maybe James Brown, or is it plausible to conclude that James Brown was indirectly or directly influenced by Stokely Carmichael? Because who else was pushing black? If we look at those groups right there.
I got you. Hold on, let me answer that question. So yeah, it's possible they got it from Stokely Carmichael, and isn't it possible Stokely Carmichael got it from Elijah Muhammad and black people in America before himself? Because if you're saying no, then you're going back to say he originated the positive redefinition in the word black. Then you're giving him credit for that, which is ahistorical. So
I mean, I wouldn't say
or other black people that's calling themselves
Well,
black.
I don't. That's ambiguous because we know that Malcolm X came out the Nation of Islam, right?
What?
Oh, let me answer the question.
No, hold on, listen. Yeah, but you're like mixing stuff up. You asked me a flat out question. I said yes, plausible, because it was his chant was first, and then I said, isn't it plausible as plausible that he got it from not just Malcolm X and Nation of Islam, but other people who were using black before him?
Yeah, maybe he did get it from. Maybe he was influenced. But let me answer. Maybe he was influenced by Elijah Muhammad, Black Asiatic term. But we do know that Malcolm X came directly out the nation, and he preferred Afro-American. That's what he preferred. So
Malcolm X died when? And what year did Malcolm X was assassinated?
I think 1964, 1965.
Right. Okay. Right. So the Black Power movement was just getting started. So it didn't really catch fire just yet. Yeah. So again, people were complacent in the Negro term. People was holding on, but Malcolm X didn't. I don't recall Malcolm X, and I'm a big Malcolm X fan. Read a lot of his work, watched a lot of his videos and everything, his lectures. Malcolm X, when they was referred to as the Black Muslims, Malcolm X never said, no, we're the. I know that he said the Negro problem in speeches, but he also said black. He also says, what made you ashamed to be black? Right. So he really, like Dr. King, came onto black a little late in his, in his activisms, which makes common sense. Black, again, was a term that was taboo, like Negro. That's why even the Portuguese were calling everybody Negro, the indigenous people, and the Africans Negro, most, like 95% of those people being called Negro rejected it, and they stuck to their national and tribal names. So it was a reluctant embrace for some people. The Sudanese people reluctantly embraced it, and it was forced on Black Americans. So it was like we had really no choice. But the minute we had our Black Power, or our civil rights movement, where we were empowering ourselves, we decided to name ourselves and define it. And that's historically accurate. And when we defined it, like Dr. King said, we took a negative taboo term and turned it into a positive endearment, so much so that that influence you're talking about end up influencing all of the 54 countries in Africa and the Caribbean, where they was like, hey, yeah, all right, I'm Black too. You know, in the 2000s, like they started to reluctantly embrace it as a race, though, not as a. It's impossible, but they embraced it. But it was like they embraced it, but it was under the influence of the white tea man. It wasn't like their own awakening like ours.
But you just okay. Let me circle back to it. So why didn't Malcolm X name his organization the Organization of Black American Unity with John Henry Clark? Why did he choose Afro-American?
Okay. So I'm gonna say it one more time. You said he got assassinated in 1964. I just said Black at that point was still taboo. People were still reluctant to embrace it. It was tied to so many social negative connotations that people. So that's to me that's normal. Yeah, that would make sense that anybody in America that was Black would be reluctant to take it on. So it started to get stamped hard from different people. So I'm sure the average Black American wasn't really was probably hands off on that word. But as it started to be promoted and endorsed from Dr. King, James Brown, and different people start to accept it.
Right. So I mean, we can't be speculative. The only thing that we know for sure that's a fact. That Stokely Carmichael is the one that changed Black from a negative to a positive.
No.
That later influenced other leaders in America.
Stop the cap.
No. That's being speculative. Go get that research and come back to me.
Yeah, I got it right here. I can pull it up for you.
No. Yeah, no, fact. Well, I already did it, so I know you don't have it. That's speculative. That's arguable. That's debatable.
I mean, I could pull up the research. It's from credible universities.
To say, hey, this guy. We don't trust your research. You're the guy who said Ibrahim Traoré couldn't electric cars to compete with Elon Musk. We don't. And you said Shirley Chisholm was the first Black millionaire woman in America.
I never said that.
And then you said
I never said that.
You never said that?
No, I said I could repeat what I said. The first Black millionaire in America.
You don't. Hey, bro, you don't need to. I have it uploaded on my. Just go to my video and hold on. You don't. That's what I'm saying. Go video upload. It's there. His revenue said Shirley Chisholm was the first Black millionaire. I asked you, I said, hey, do you know who Shirley Chisholm is? He said, what? He said, was that the first Black millionaire woman? I started laughing. I said, no, my guy. She's Congresswoman. She's Jamaican. And
she's actually not Jamaican. She's from Bahamas.
Go see it yourself.
She actually not from Jamaica.
Okay, well, Caribbean. Right.
Yeah,
okay,
so
but you do know that it was a hold on. You do know it was normal at one point for Black Americans up north, New York and New Jersey, to call everybody who speaks Spanish Puerto Rican and everybody with an accent Jamaican. You know that was a thing, right?
I'm not aware of that, bro.
You don't know that? Oh yeah, you're young. Yeah,
I don't.
Okay. So
act like I know everything.
Got it. Hold on. All right. Okay, cool. You're right. Nobody said you need to, but I'm saying anybody my age that's up New Jersey, New York, and probably Philly, who spoke Spanish, anybody with an accent from the islands, we automatically say Jamaican. So that's just a natural instinctive habit. But going forward, right? Because we're like talking around in circles. The prompt is, are Africans and Caribbean people ethnically black?
Ethnically black? There is no
Yes.
ethnicity called black.
Do you know what ethnically black means?
You're talking about
Ethnically is an adverb, my guy.
you. Well,
No,
if you're gonna say black,
listen what I'm saying. No, that's a real word you can Google. Ethnically is a real word to Google, my guy. So I'm asking you, ethnically black are Africans and Caribbeans ethnically black? Do you want me to break down what ethnically black is?
well, in some instances, yeah, you have people who identify as
Explain.
black Jamaican. Yeah, I can pull up the census
No,
record. I could pull up the
no.
census.
Hey, bro, it's you keep saying census record. That's white people. I'm talking about Jamaican people and themselves. You keep talking
Yeah,
about the white.
yes, I'm talking about.
Hold on. Hey, bro, hold on. You're talking over me, my guy. All right. You said census record. White people keep census records, my guy. I'm asking about ethnically means in their homeland, in Jamaica, in Trinidad, Tobago. I'm saying in the homelands of Africa and the Caribbean, are those people ethnically black in their homeland?
Okay, one Ron is not white people collecting any census data in Jamaica. It's actual black people. Jamaica is 97% black.
Wait, no. It's 97% Jamaican. If they're black, in what sense are they black? Are they black ethnically or racially?
Bruh.
Ethnically.
No, bro, you know what ethnically black is? That's what. Okay,
Yeah,
let me go back to that.
we
Hey,
identify
bro,
as black Jamaicans.
listen. No, what the hell's a black Jamaican? Your flag is the Jamaican flag. Your food is Jamaican, and your language is Jamaican.
Yeah,
What is? It ain't
Ron.
Jamaican black. It's black, bro, like as a descriptor, right? Wait, hold on. When you say, listen, let me help you out with words. When you say black Jamaican, Jamaican is what? Your ethnicity, right?
No,
Right. It's your ethnic.
there's different.
Okay, so
Hold
what is
on,
Jamaican? That's your nationality, right?
it's a
No.
nationality. There's
Hey,
different
bro.
ethnicity in Jamaica, Ron.
Right. I got it. But Jamaican, does Jamaican actually work as an ethnicity and nationality?
In the context in America or outside of Jamaica, but if you're talking about specifically Jamaica,
No, I'm saying, hey, bro, you can't pick and choose when you want to use research. You can go Google it. Does Jamaica act as an ethnicity and nationality? Yes or no, according to your knowledge?
Jamaica is a nation. Outside of Jamaica, on U.S. Census, you have Jamaican American, Nigerian American.
I'll let you.
If you're talking about in the country,
okay, he just. I mean, I'm gonna drop you. Okay, so that is called having a disingenuous conversation. He asked me things, were things plausible? I flat out answered the question. I asked him back, are things plausible? He danced around. Jamaican act as an ethnicity and nationality, my guy, and also Haiti. So you got terms outside of Africa, like for example, I think to be French, act as an ethnicity and nationality, my guy. So there's no black Jamaican, because I was going to ask you, if Jamaican act as a nationality and ethnicity, then what is black acting as? So he sounds like the woman who said to Charleston White, I'm Jamaican, you ain't black. I'm black Jamaican. You made that up. You know what? Ain't no black Jamaican, nothing in Jamaica.
All right, so he had actually caught me for a loop. Okay, he got me with voodoo because I was debating. He had me debating black the entire time. Okay, but shoot, I'm messing up. He had me arguing black the whole time, and it wasn't black. It was black power. So he had me debating whether Stokely Carmichael uh, gave the definition or the ethnonym sense to black. And it wasn't until I kicked him off I realized. I said, oh, he got me arguing a bad faith argument. It was never about black he added the power to it. He didn't start black at all. Man, revenue. When I get him back over, I'm gonna cook him. But I still got him. But it'd have been worse had I caught on to what he was doing. He was arguing black, 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 and I'm arguing black, black, black. But the whole time, Stokely Carmichael is not responsible for the word black. He's responsible for the power after it. He made black power popular, not black. So I was a little distracted. He got me. Maybe I was double-minded. That's what's going on.
What's going on, bro? I'm glad you dropped him because I was about to drop myself once you dropped him because yeah, he was doing that. And, you know, we tend to always overlook the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and this whole Black Power thing and what power means. And these disingenuous tellers. You know, and most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Nation of Islam, you know, since 1934, rejected the term African American and similar labels like Negro or color in favor of black. So we've been dealing with this black issue for a long time. They're saying 30, well, you know, they saying the most honorable Elijah Muhammad rejected African American and Negro and preferred black. And if you don't understand the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, a lot of times when they bring up Stokely Carmichael, and we talking about this term that he said he chose in favor of black over the so-called Negro decades before Carmichael popularized the term Black Power in 1960s.
Yes, sir. True Teller, you want to add right there? Anything?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get off of mute. Yeah, I was yeah, I wish I was up there, man, so I could be the Jamaican whisperer because he think he's slick. Playing with the knowledge of what Jamaicans think and do in their own country. I'm keenly aware of that. But yeah, he was playing on the Black Power thing. I caught it when he tried to go into it. It's really weird that in your land you don't classify people by race. There's Chinese Jamaicans, there's Indian Jamaicans or coolies. And coolies, they call coolies basically everybody who's mixed with something else. Is really what that's called. Right? But you don't really hear black like that in Jamaica. So suddenly he comes over here and he knows black real well. It's real weird. It's a New York dude thing too. Gotta be careful of that with them dudes. The Caribbean New Yorkers. You gotta be wary, man. They the dudes that used to try to sell you stolen stuff on the street, you know what I mean? It's either a crackhead or somebody from the Caribbean.
Yeah, so he got me with the wordplay. I didn't realize until
Yeah.
after. I don't even realize. I don't know how to let that slide through. Normally, I'm a little more
I thought it was
sharper than that.
odd because he was saying, because he was arguing, Stokely Carmichael with James Brown. And I was like, when did Stokely Carmichael come up with black? I was like, he
Right,
ain't that the
right.
Black
Yeah,
Power
he had
dude? I
got me
was
with
thinking
that.
that. Yeah, so I didn't. I caught it at first. I was like, what is this dude talking about? When did Stokely? He actually got it from somebody else and made an adjustment to it. He didn't just come up with that.
Nah,
There's
yeah,
nothing
black was circulating way longer before. Like he added
exactly
the power to it. He added
right.
black power. Yeah, he
My
wasn't going
mother,
around saying black before. We've been saying black. Like
my,
Dr. King said, I'm black and beautiful. He's saying I'm black.
right.
Like he was embracing blackness. Like
My
regardless of the
mother
power behind it.
was in her 20s during this time frame, right? So my mother was old enough to remember all of this. And people going from Negro to black. My grandmother would use the term Negro, right? And this is coming from South Carolina. And my mother, who was born in New York, was in her 20s in the early 1960s. So she remembers black, black, black versus Negro. She would say, the older people would refer to themselves as Negro at those times. So, Stokely Carmichael just coming. I don't know why they try to argue our history, man. It's really pathetic, honestly, because he can't tell you nothing about Jamaican history. If you asked him,
I say that every time he come on.
he
Yeah,
couldn't tell
well,
you
he
nothing about Jamaican history.
well he doesn't want to. He made that very clear. He made it very clear to me that he don't care about Jamaican history like that. Yeah,
And
so
neither did
he's not
Stokely
gonna.
Carmichael.
Yeah, he's not gonna. Yeah, but he said he's Trinidadian. Like, but okay. So I'm trying to think what else. I had somebody else for y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I could find it. Yeah. Hold on. So I had two more. I had a sister call in, and she went with Thomas Sankara. I kind of like forgot who the hell she was because he was. I thought she was arguing like a somebody from the Black Power movement, but she was speaking about somebody from Burkina Faso. Let me see. This is it right here.
All right, so we live on TikTok.
All right, give me a second to look for it. But you go in while I look for it though. I want to say something.
Yeah, I wanted to say something because this guy could be Stokely Carmichael, right? The way he just came up here and started talking about black and jumping into our politics like that and studying and learning, that could be Stokely Carmichael. People have to understand over and over again when he put the power on it, that he probably didn't start that. A lot of people didn't know that because you got to understand this was the new age of TV. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching Malcolm about TV and about the cameras and everything about that, which Malcolm was ahead of his time because he had a great teacher. Stokely Carmichael winged a lot of stuff. He messed up a lot of stuff with Snake. He was doing a lot of strange things. I'm gonna tell you. And see, you always get this from the Caribbean. They always around us, they always under us, and as soon as they think we're about to move on something, they'll jump out there and start flapping off of their flippers. See, you get a lot of that. And when they do it, they never held accountable. If you would even watch Stokely Carmichael one time, they were having some issues with police brutality. And man, he basically was falling all out. They was carrying him out. He was scared to death. A lot of people don't really understand what the civil rights movement was about and understanding when TV became popular and when you started to get with the cameras. Even Dr. King understood the cameras. They were trying to slow Stokely Carmichael down. He was
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
way too.
He was
Yeah,
wild as hell. He was in that communist stuff. Communism,
yeah.
socialism. But hold on. So let me play the next one. This is the second troll. So go on mute real fast. She's gonna argue for Thomas Sankara, the first Ibrahim Touré, Burkina Faso. So go on mute for 1 second. This is like a quick one too, like 5-10 minutes.
Let me see if old boy clicked by mistake. Hey, you meant to click by mistake, or you wanted to join?
No, I was saying there have been Black Power movements in Africa. There's been a Pan-African movement. You know who Thomas Sankara is?
No, but what year is that, by the way?
In the 50s through the 80s.
Okay, hold on. You said 50s, right?
He was born in the 50s, but he started doing it in like the 70s and 80s.
Okay, so that's after the 60s. Now hold on. So now I'm gonna look him up right now. And you said his name. So you said he used black, BLACK, right?
Yeah, he was a huge proponent of Pan-Africanism.
Wait, hold on. Is he a Black American or is he from Africa?
He's from Africa.
Okay, hold on. So he was using black as an ethnicity, as an ethnical term or a racial term?
He was one of the leaders in the Pan-African movement in Africa, in Burkina Faso.
Right. I want you to understand my question. I understand what you're saying. You got to understand what I'm saying.
You said there was no Black Power movement in Africa, and I'm telling you there was.
And I think you're wrong, so I'm having a dialogue with you. Is that okay? So said black.
You're breaking up.
Okay, gotcha. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
When he said black, was he using it racially or ethnically? Well, no. You're speaking. You got to listen to me till I put the period there. Okay.
You just asked me a question and I responded. And I said
So
yes.
how race with black was, but black wasn't a race in the 1950s. I just told you in 1977 when it became official race. So that's wrong.
He was the president of a Pan-African so everyone who was of African descent. Yes.
Okay. I got you. Hold on. So let's look it up together. All right. So forget what I'm saying because you're not listening anyway. All right. So let's look up the guy. Let's look him up together. All right. Are you new over here on my space?
Yes, I've never been here before.
So I'm basically like a low key Scot. So I know what I'm going right now.
If you're talking about national black movements and you don't know who Thomas Sankara is, I doubt you know what you're talking about, to be honest, because he's very, if you look at any black history, he's one of the first people who comes up.
Stop the cap. Yeah, so you can come up under our, okay, now black history is in Africa. Oh, all right, okay. All right.
Global black history, yes. So if it pertains to a black person and it's about history, it's black history.
Yeah, but how are you African, Nigerian, Igbo, and black?
Because you're a part of the if you're part of the African diaspora, you're a black person, no matter where you are.
No, that's false. All right, but look, what's his name? How you spell his name? So you said Thomas?
Thomas, and then his last name is Sankara, Sankara. And he was against European colonialism. He started revolutions to expel French people from Africa.
Okay. So you say he was using the English word black in Africa, right?
He was using Pan-African.
I got you, but I'm saying the word black, English word black. He was using black in Africa, right? Yes or no?
Yes, he's black. Yes.
No, he's African. Wait, hold on. So which country is he from in Africa?
Burkina Faso.
Okay, so isn't he Burkina Bay?
What does that mean?
Burkina. Oh, so now you don't know your shit. So
what are you talking about?
Burkina Bay. Do you know what Burkina Bay is?
Dumb? No, what is it?
Right, it's the people of Burkina Faso.
Okay, I haven't heard that term before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You see, you have you talked to a scholar? I got you though.
But you don't even know how to spell his name, so you aren't even aware of the history of revolution in Africa.
Burkina Faso. Yeah, I'm a Black American. Yeah,
okay.
Right. I got you. But let's get your results. So you said that. So one more time, you say he was doing what in Africa, Burkina Faso? He was a Black Pan-Africanist, right?
Yeah, and a revolutionary, and his goal was to expel European influence and forces from Africa and to unite Africa.
And he wasn't influenced by Black Americans.
You see now.
Black, right?
And yeah, I'm sure he was.
Oh my God. Okay, you just defeated the purpose. When Black Americans say we're black, we're saying we're black ethnically. We use black in all of our society, with our banks, with our struggles, with our fight, and to even as our ethnicity.
Okay.
So, okay, hold on. Wait, you got to listen now to my argument. You act like what you said was debunking me. I'm saying people took on black after we took it on, but they took it on as something other than how we applied it. We applied it ethnically. When something is ethnical, somebody just can't take it. Like people are ethnically Igbo. People are ethnically Jamaican. You can't be ethnically Jamaican unless you're from that bloodline. You can't be ethnically Igbo unless you're from that tribe. You cannot be ethnically black unless you have roots of U.S. chattel slavery.
Okay, and yes, and Thomas Sankara was collapsing the ideology which was founded by white people. All these identities, do you know where Africa came from? It comes from the word Efri, which was from Morocco, which meant cave dwellers, and that's the name that European colonialists gave to the continent of Africa.
Right, but I think you're mixing things up. When we say black, when Black Americans said black in the 60s, we use black as an you got me saying African, as a ethnicity, as something to describe ourselves, unique from Africans, unique from the Caribbeans. So if somebody in Africa, you said in the 80s, if he's saying black, B-L-A-C-K, that means that he's applying it racially.
Right? No, okay. What I'm trying to tell you about Thomas Sankara is, a problem that Africa has is with tribalism. He was collapsing all of the tribal disputes to say we are all African. We are all African, and we need to take Africa back from Europe. That was his goal, to take Africa back from Europe, and to have all these different identities and intertribalism and all that conflict was distracting from the main goal, which was revolution.
Okay, so now I'm really confused. Was he saying they're all African or all black?
Yes, he was saying they're all African, no matter where you're from. If you're from Morocco, if you're from Nigeria, if you're from Ghana, he said we're all African and our common enemy is Europe.
But I'm trying to get something. Because you said you're using black and African interchangeably.
Okay, and it's semantics. When I say a black person, I'm talking about someone who is from the continent of Africa or is from the diaspora.
Yeah, but a black person is not from that continent. African.
I just said is part of the diaspora, is from the continent of Africa, or is a part of the diaspora. You have black African heritage.
No, black. Wait, hold on. If you say black African, African is the continental identifier, right? Can we just move on to you looking up Thomas Sankara, please? I got you, but this is what happens when you talk to a scholar who study languages. You said African. That is the continental identifier. So what would black? So how would black be used then? So African is the continental identifier. Burkina Faso is their ethnicity. Then how are they using black?
Because their identity as Africans, which you would, I guess, understand as black, they saw themselves as Africans, of course, because they're from Africa. I'm saying that they're black because they were black in opposition to the people who they were going against who were white. When I'm discussing it, I'm saying that they're black as in they're African, but they saw themselves and refer to themselves as Africans.
Yeah, but why are you saying, okay, that's called anachronistic. Anachronistic is the action of somebody going back in time, labeling people something they didn't label themselves. They didn't never call themselves black.
I literally told you he was running a Pan-African movement because he was African. So he referred to himself and everyone in Africa, regardless of their ethnicities, as African.
Okay. So we just looked him up, Sankara. He used black as a racial term, man. Hello?
Where are you getting that source?
Okay, so this is a ChatGPT. Let me share my screen.
Okay, use a real source. Don't use.
No. This is a real source. Wait, you haven't given us anything. You said it. I looked it up. Okay?
No, you looked it up on ChatGPT, which is an amalgamation of all these different things.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, so now let's go on. So it says he did not use black as his nationality. He did not use black replacing Burkina Faso African identity.
I just told you he referred to himself as African. I just told you that.
But you start off when you first joined me, you were saying
black. And I explained that I refer to anyone who is of African descent as black. That's how I identify. But he identified himself as African because he was running a Pan-African movement.
Yes, but you confused everybody. You came on saying he was saying he's black. So that's something you're saying he was, right?
He was black. Yes, in my framework, he is a black person because he's African.
Bruh. Okay, so it says
he's not white. He's black.
I got you. It says what was? Let me show my family. It says what was Sankara's actual primary identity. Thomas Sankara identified primarily as Burkina Faso nationality, African Pan-African politically, revolutionary socialist ideology. His country was Burkina Faso, not the Black Nation or Black Republic. His government institutions were not renamed Black Bank, Black Black Policy. Right. So
let me do this. He helped an organization called the Young African Intellectuals of FEANF, which in French, which is the language they speak in Burkina Faso, is the Fédération des étudiants d'Afrique Noire, which is the Black African students in France. So they call themselves Black African.
No, they didn't. No. Noir is okay, ma'am. Hold on. Now you just went. I was quiet. Now I'm rebutting you. Noir is a French term, and the French use that noir term as something equivalent to Negro. How Portuguese use Negro.
No, again, it's not. You don't even speak French. And I tell you, they have this organization called.
No, we're not gonna do that. Where you get to talk, and I disagree, but I'm quiet. Then I debunk you and you get to talk over me. That's not how a dialogue works. I heard you out. You're lying. You came on conflating black. You said he was saying black, 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 black. I made that. I said, how is he saying black? And I'm like, in Africa? You're like, yeah, yeah. And it turned out you're saying black. It turned out you're saying black. He didn't say black. So now, Noor, I know that. Oh, no, wait. I'll meet you. I'll meet you real fast. See, here's the thing. When you talk to a scholar, okay, go ahead, unmute yourself. Oh, I don't have. Okay, hold on. Now, you ever heard of the Noor code?
Black code, yes.
No. Noor code. They didn't speak English. There's no black code. Noor code. NOIR code. You ever heard of that?
Yes, and there are black codes in America as well.
No,
yeah.
Right. Because we spoke English. Well, hold on. But no. It was Negro codes over here, no black code. So you're like, it was Negro codes. So that's called people translate it as black, but it's called Noor code. Now, the Noor code in the French government, did they see Haitians or the Noor people when they said Noor? Was that synonymous with somebody inferior?
Noor means black.
No, okay, ma'am. You're going with the direct translation.
And I'm telling you that Thomas Sankara had an organization.
This is an idiot. It's not about the direct definition. It's about how it's applied. You're on TikTok running your mouth and you don't know you're talking to a scholar. It's not about definition. When you start to associate things to people, it's not about a direct definition. It's how it's being applied.
So let me further clarify that. So Negro translate as black in Portuguese or Spanish. Mayate in Spanish, the hip hop, I say hip hop, in the Hispanic community translate as a black beetle. But it's a kata is a wildcat. But how they apply the Yankee is what, northerner white, but how they apply them is what make them derogatory. Okay? Look at tether. Tether just means, clinging on to something. But look at how we apply it. You see the difference? The way we apply it, we change the definition to something like a slur or something derogatory, something that ain't good. It ain't something you should proud of. It ain't something you are proud of. You ain't proud to be a Yankee. You ain't, the way it's used by the British and the Caribbean. You ain't proud to be an Akata, the way these Africans call us that. You ain't proud to be a Negro or a boy if the white man calls you that, right? You ain't proud to be a Noir, the way the French called the Haitians that. So they all had negative connotations behind them. These were not terms of endearment. So again, I'm trying to let the lady know that she's out of her league talking to me. She don't know what she's dealing with. She tried to throw in Noir. I know about Noir better than her. Okay, we spoke about Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara. At first, he was saying blackity black. I caught her. She backtracked and started to say, well, he was saying African, and she personally translate that as black. Ma'am, then that's a personal thing you want to do, but you hopped on a scholarly discussion, having a scholarly exchange, and I made it clear, like, we the only people black and saying black. You went on to infer somehow something else. All right. So that one, and I think Suburban Swerving, come on. I got one more. You get the link back again, Swerving. So now I'm gonna go to Truth Teller's boy. So Truth Teller. So you had spoke this guy up. You had spoke up a Arawak indigenous person because you was like, hey man, they the biggest headache. I was like, nah, it's just how you talk to them. I said, they's really easy to handle them. It's not really a back and forth. You get them to admit that they are not from the lineage ball game. You dig? So I'm gonna share that with you right now. Let me find that one. And this is the last one. There's gonna be open dialogue for everybody. So Suburban, you can swerve and you can call back out. You gotta get this last one out. And then it's gonna be fair game. So this dude was trying to backdoor his way into the lineage.
Like, nope.
All right, so
Okay, so I don't think that's not the one. Wait, is this it right here?
But so the ones that are in Senegal and they're
This might not be it right here.
I say dark as midnight though. Yeah.
I showed a video screenshot. Oh, but
I'm gonna come back to that one. I want the Arawak guy.
like, I'm looking at.
I'm gonna come back to that one.
Hey, Lena, is that just me or is that you hear him breaking up?
Yeah, I hear him breaking up. It sounds like a troll, and everybody said that he is a troll.
That's all right. It's all right. You're breaking up really bad.
You have 5 seconds, or you getting blocked.
I got it. Hey, peace. You know what I mean? You in a better area. Look what they said. And it's gonna be something ridiculous.
Egyptian and all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so when those white tea Republican conservatives attacked Soul City, where was those white tea Democrat liberals defending us?
Yeah, Lena doesn't know that she don't understand. I'm a content creator. I don't mind these folks coming on. My job is to create content, but I won't let them stay on too long. They can't troll, but for so long. All right.
You think he was good for Black Americans, Black people?
Okay, so this is the Garvey guy, but I don't want him. The Garvey guy was funny.
And then people are upset.
I'm gonna come back for the Garvey guy, but where's the Arawak? That's the guy I want. Come on. This TikTok thing is annoying. The playbacks, they are annoying, man. Because when you press to hear it, sometimes it'll go around in circles and circles and circles. You're like, are you gonna play? All right, let's see. All right, here we go. All right, this might be the guy right here. It's just going around in circles. This is annoying. All right. All right. Did anybody want to comment while I try to get this straight?
You know, it's kind of funny how she wasn't FBA. I can kind of tell.
Nah, hell no.
Was she Haitian? She was Haitian, or she
I
was
never
from an African
asked her,
country
but yeah,
that
she
spoke
sounded like she was
French?
Haitian though. Yeah, I could tell the way she was like. Remember, she was all into Burkina Faso. They speak French, and she was talking some
Right.
French stuff earlier. Yeah, she's Haitian.
But she didn't really know too much about their history. She only know a
Right.
little bit about this guy. So yeah,
Yeah, the Pan-African part.
Mm-hmm. But you see how they want to associate everything to black.
Right.
I've been around long enough. I remember when these people, I'm not black, and I ain't talking about the Dominicans, the Haitians, the Jamaicans,
How
the
did
Caribbean.
Caribbean just become black out of nowhere?
They just decided to become I'm black now when they were for decades saying that they not black. But she took it to another level. She went back to the 1950s and 60s where they definitely were not claiming black
Right.
and tried to say
I was so
people
confused.
were
like,
black. She
But
started
Elijah
out
Muhammad
black.
was.
Right. She started out saying black, and then it drifted to, well, he said he's African, and African and black is the same thing. Like, wait, hold on.
oh my
Wait,
god.
no, it's not. wait. What you saying? And then she tried to flip noir on you, which she walked into the devil's den on that one when she tried to flip noir on you. I was like, this dude has done whole shows on that topic
Right.
and the Haitian thing there. So I don't think you want to go down that path, but she tried.
She's the second one that
But
tried
yeah,
that.
they try to, so suddenly now, back when nobody was calling themselves black except us, those people are black now. I'm like, how is that even possible? And
You know,
I looked them up too while she was talking. he didn't talk about nothing about diaspora. He was just talking about Africa and getting
Right.
Africa together. It wasn't about black anybody who he considered black, noir, or whatever she want to
Yeah,
call
all
it. He wasn't
Africans,
talking
right.
about. Yeah, he wasn't talking about people who was outside the continent. He was only talking about people in the continent. So how is that even in relation to? And I guess because he said he wanted to be Pan African, that was supposed to be a point for something. But I would have been like, well, what does that got to do with us over here? If he wants to be Pan African over there, but how these weird tethers are.
It's like the only way that they can get any type of clout. They have to talk a lot and then take you back to Africa. But then just like Ron had to bring them back, then she was like, well, I'm talking about Pan African. I'm talking about African. Forgetting about that she said black from the beginning. It's all about like a whole lot of information just shot at us. And basically, like that's how tellers have to do. Because look, even when you X out the black part and then you get back to the power, it's like we have been fighting with black power from the beginning. We had so many revolts that it's like crazy. The revolts had power. When you talking about the Underground Railroad, you talking about power. When you're talking about standing up to white tea supremacy, that's power. But they'll take a word and use it. But that's who we are. And it's like they can't do anything by themselves. They have to talk a lot. So we just have to get tired. I think Tariq called this like what is it, tether fatigue, or either like a time wasting tethers. They talk until we just exhausted and just allow them to be in a race. They really the race war is them. They're in a race war. They're in this black war, turn this thing into a race war because they want us all to be looked at as black. But now we're defining black for them, and they hate it because they never really used it. They used to look at that as a derogatory term, just like the colonizer did. We have made black what it is. Brother went down the list so many times with what we have black. We have black book, black star, black this, black that. We've had magazines, and we've also had newspapers called black. We've had neighborhoods called black. We have churches called black. Nobody else does anything like that. How could you argue with somebody have so much black, but everybody? I mean, nobody else has it but us. They find Noor. Okay, we got Noor, but nowhere else will you find them talking about that. You got to go digging deep into the century to find Noor for them. And then they say, well, see, now we're black. And it's like, do you
Yeah, but
understand what?
even
Yeah,
Noor,
go ahead.
but you can't even do
Yeah,
that. Because you can't even do that because even Noor, that's a French word. That's something the French called them. That's why it's called the Noor code. So that's not even a word. That's also an acronym. So no, like they
right.
didn't make up anything. Like they made up Haitian. They made up like their little Creole words, and that's theirs. But Noor is a French word for black in translated in English, but applied as inferiors, enslavable people, half humans, next to a gorilla. Like that's what Noor means. It doesn't mean black. It's about how it's being applied, not the transliteration.
So, Rod, one thing, and you may have asked somebody this and never got an answer. Maybe you got an answer. Have they consistently referred to themselves as Noir, the
No,
French
no, no.
version?
They haven't. What
Never.
happened was during the Revolutionary War. That's like 3-year war, 2-year war.
Mhm.
To galvanize each other, Toussaint said, "Hey, it's the Noirs against the Blancos." Now, check this out. These are
Ah,
terms to galvanize. Now, are the French Blancos? Are they the Blancos today, or are they the French? So these are terms that they borrowed temporarily just to galvanize the Haitians together to fight against the French. So they said, "Hey, those are the Blancos, which is white. We're the Noirs, which is, the color based term that the French gave them." And they went to war for 2 years to galvanize, but they never in society said, "Hey, my Noor brother." They never talked like that ever.
Mhm.
so
It
basically,
was
it was
just like, "Hey,
Right.
the Bloods versus Crips." Now you got
skins and
Bloods and Crips,
shirts.
right? You got
So
Bloods and
you
Crips. Now hold on, you got Bloods and Crips, but it's somebody named Crip. You dig? Their name is
right.
their name still. There's their name Blood. No, their name is their name still. So even though, but they're fighting under the banner Blood and Crips. So these guys are fighting under the banner Noir, an exonymic term from the French, and they fought against the Blancos, just a nickname they gave the French to give them a target. But once the war was over, Dessalines said, in 1804, we are the Haitians. This is Haiti. So never did they stamp a flag under the name, nor was never a name for them.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. It's all feelings to them, bro. It's all feelings to them, and they're trying to read up on our frequency, our feelings, because of we've been so welcoming, and it's like dealing with like real spoiled children, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like these people are grown. These like second and third generation uh uh immigrants over here, dark skinned immigrants with their parents sitting back not saying nothing because they're looking at their parents now like, what did you tell us? Why did you do this? And you got old grandmothers and some of them, you know what I'm saying, sitting back knowing that they're from, you know, from the islands or they're from Africa. And their kids coming in the house now looking at them like, what's this FBA stuff? Why are they saying that? Well, don't worry about it. Just go. Now you can't even talk to them because you're sending them out there on a race war. These people are in a race war with us over black in our politics. And it's like we even got the Congressional Black Caucus. They know they're not part of that. Because look, when they get in there, the first thing they say, well, I'm Jamaican. I still want to be black. All of this dilution of what they're doing, it just shows if you just like, we just look at this thing just like, okay, when are we going to stop doing this? Everything y'all do, you have to do it once you get over here. Nobody leaves their country to become something else unless you just saying your country just wasn't enough for you. We'll accept the fact that you ran. We'll accept the fact that you believe that where you came from could not help your ambitions or your family. But you can't come over here now and say you're something. And then you got your grandmother sitting over there for years telling you that you're Jamaican. She's been trying to get you to big up Jamaica and Africa and all of your what they call it tribes for years. Now she's sitting there looking crazy and she's 60. And this is sad because their grandmothers and their grandfathers are not telling them now, and their uncles, and they're trying to say that we're xenophobic. They'd rather send them out there with that instead of say we lied to you. We knew that we were gonna get challenged one day because there were people that came over here we call writers. We call them writers. Stokely Carmichael is not a writer. He's a blabbermouth. He's sitting in the room running his mouth because he knows that he's not from here. If you notice a lot of people that talk a lot and try to get us on out of code and stepping out of line when we're trying to strategize, it's always got somebody from the Africa or the Caribbean because these people are anti-American. They don't like America. They want America to fail. They want they want FBA to go back one day, be knocking on their door like, oh yeah, y'all want to get in now? We're not gonna let you in. This is what these people want. They so used to running, they want this country to fall down so bad so they can tell us you can't come over. You remember you said you was black, and we are the black people. Go ahead,
It's
bro.
worse than that. So it's worse than that. You you have to think of it from their perspective to get a better understanding of what they're trying to do. Think if you came from a place and from a people that you're not proud of. But when you go to a new place, you have to show that you're proud and you have to big up your
Right.
people no matter what, even though there's ample evidence that they're not as great as you want them to be. But deep down, you know they're not that great. They haven't done anything to prove that they have. So what does that do to your psyche, right? Now, coming to this country, when they say, hey, you're born here, you're an American, but you're being raised by people from another place, you're going to have a displacement dysfunction happening, right? Because you're going to want to say you're from that place, but you're going to also want to say you're from here. But here, there's two types of people. You know, there's white tea folks and there's black folks. And you're neither one of them, right? But you got to try to get in because you want to appease them white folks or white tea folks, all right? And then you want to also play cover with the black folks so you can get in on some of the benefits. They're not here based on any form of character, right? Honesty, bravery, confidence. That's not who they are. So you just have to make sure you understand when they come over here and do these things, it's basically coming from a small person trying to take power from a bigger person. Let's just say, I'm gonna just say it the right way. It's a not so good person trying to take power away from a better person. And they're doing it the only way they know how, by any means necessary. And
Yeah, and
that's what they're trying to do.
and they're getting the pushback of their life because, like I said, the generation gap, and the silence. Because you know, a lot of times, in
Mm.
this country, a lot of times your silence is a lot of time what they call that you agree, right? So these people are very good at sitting in the dark, sitting on the sideline, and then waiting on their time to jump in. So, well, if you're waiting on your time to jump in to say that you created hip hop, that just goes to show who you are. These people are
Yep.
always looking for opportunity, right? They're always looking for opportunity to get in where they do not fit in, into HBCUs, into our school, into our politics. So you have a person 34 years old running for office, right? And then the first thing you start saying is start preaching on what you want to call foreign politics to us, telling us who needs to get the aid, who needs to get this, and let us explain to you why this is happening. Anytime you're explaining like that, then you don't have a plan. Listen, man, we deal with the Underground Railroad. That's a plan. That means certain people are not gonna talk because we're all on code. And if you're not, we give you a term. It's Heather now, but back then Harriet Tubman had to do some things to folks and her group. We had a whole network. So when they come here, they want to go underground, underground. It's like y'all want to go under the Underground Railroad. Why? Because under the Underground Railroad, there's nothing else there. We don't go underground because we're running from a color. These people are dealing with color. And look, and I'm so glad we're clearing this color thing up. These people got to look. We keep telling them we don't look at FBA off their skin tone, folks. That's why you're losing. We send our scholars out there. We send Ron. We send the brother online right now. We got so many. We are spreading the airwaves with this, trying to get these people off this tribal colorism that they running from their colonizer. Look, your colonizer. Stop running from him. Stay there and talk to him. Matter of fact, they got extra colonizers now. These people got like Chinese, Japanese, and Europeans in their country, and they're running to an American colonizer. You know you don't really have the strength or the power to even raise a child if you're leaving many childs over there in Africa or the Caribbean, and you're just having like 3 and 4 what they call a baby mamas while you come over here and create a couple more over here. Now we need to start to understand when we're dealing with folks, man, that are running. You know we don't run. Look, I'm gonna tell you something about FBA. We get into a lot of fights in school, first grade, second grade, third grade, at the bus, on the bus stop, on the way home from the bus stop, on the subway, on the plane, on the train, on the trail, on the path, on the tree, climbing trees. We have been fighting and we practice this way because we know that when the brother was talking about the black book or the what they call that, the Negro book or whatever that book is, all of those things are codes. They come over here, and why we keep on hearing when you say FBA, say, you're not on code, you're not on code. Because you don't understand your own code. You can't come over here and learn our code looking at color. How many times we got to tell Byron Donalds and some of these other folks like Jasmine Crockett talking about black people? How can you scramble us with other black people that don't understand what black means? These people are looking at color. If you would just do that, I guarantee you half of them wouldn't get up there talking again. They would yield. These people would yield to you, tell them to sit down, you're not black. They'll be looking at you like, I can't believe you said that. But we have to say that to you because you're so caught up on color. Because your colonizer dealt with you, but you don't want to deal with the way we talk about it. When we say the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and why we bring him up so much, and because there was other people before most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Let's don't get it twisted. Like my grandfather, like your grandfather, like your aunt, like your uncle, like your cousin. They don't understand how hard it was for our seed to have made it through this transatlantic, and not even there, even the ones that was already here. All of our issues that we dealt with in this country, in our country, what it means to be black now, what it means to be indigenous now, what it means to be FBA. We don't have to try to cling on to anything else. That's what you call code. Even our ones now that don't like it, they get it. They just don't like it because they're excluding people. Man, they excluded themselves. They don't want to be black unless it's convenient. We know that we're gonna be in a war. We have always been in a war with white supremacy, man. It's a system. We war against the system, yo. This is what we built to do. That's why we smile a lot, because we know that we're not playing with you. That's where that came from. Stop playing. That's Black American stuff. When people tell you stop playing and sit down, that's Black American stuff. See, most people don't tell you to sit down and shut up. These people want somebody like the colonizer tell them. They don't like when we tell them. Look here, that hurt those immigrants more than anything is a black man say, sit down and shut up. You will not get not one of them ever to be your friend again if you do that. They'll be ready to call the cops on you if you tell an African or a Jamaican or a Caribbean, sit down and shut up. But see, you know, when a man or a strong black man, an FBA woman come in and say, sit down and shut up, a lot of us will actually shut up and look around. Who that, man? Who that? Because we understand sometimes when somebody step in the room, man, they got something to say. Sometimes, man, you just got to shut up. You just got to be quiet sometimes. Learn what it means to have a culture. They keep saying we don't got one. We're trying to teach you a culture. You got to be retaught, re-educated. We're going to re-educate it what it means to be taught. But you can't get taught if you run in your mouth. Sit down and shut up. We have taught you everything. You coming over here going to HBCUs, wanting to run. Look here, these people come over here and immediately want to be president of a class. Coming over here from Jamaica. Do you see the problems they got? Not even Jamaica, Nigeria. You see the problem these folks got over there? They're getting thrown out of every country, but they want to come over here talking about, I want to be president of the school union. Why? Bruh, you got a major problems over there. Y'all are leaving babies over there. Y'all are leaving wives over there. Y'all arguing about, well, we really Muslims. You know what? Muslim don't necessarily mean you need to get 5 wives. You can really have one. But these idiots over there think, oh, since I can have 5, I'm going to get 5. That right there is a culture. It's an idiot culture. Bro, if you can't deal with one woman, why want 5? And why want 5 with more children? And then you want to leave over here to America and put on a suit. Put on a suit, change your name while you got 3 other kids over there in Nigeria. This is not what it means to be black. This is not what it means to be a man. But you over here smiling, getting drafted. Number 1 draft pick, basketball, football, hockey. Well, not hockey. What is it? Soccer. You're doing all that right there, and your family is in shambles over there. You're not even going to go back. And look, and this is they 1%, y'all. A lot of these people are being, what they call it, these people are being checked out a lot before they get over here. So imagine that you got 3 wives and you want to come over here and get an FBA wife, and you want to call us got baby mamas? What do we call them folks over there you got? How many sons you got, B? How many will your tribe allow you to get? They won't even stop that. That's culture. Why you're not championing it? You're not championing that you're a Muslim and you got 4 wives over there, and you over here working. You over here in college. Them picked out your wife when she was 13. Is that not culture? We need to have a realignment with them, and they need to stop talking so much. We're trying to give them a new way of thinking, a new way of life, a new way of standing up. If you want to be around us, then this is what we got. We always been on a mission. We stay on missions. You just got to look. We've been on many. They used to call those riots. Now they're calling them massacres. Those riots that they were calling was because we're battling with this system. So when you talk about Stokely Carmichael is like a little, what you want, a grain of sand in the ocean, man. That man doesn't mean anything, bro. This man is not more important than me or anybody on this panel. See, we have to get rid of some of these civil rights people that were just jumping up here. Then all of a sudden, oh well, you know, he really was Caribbean, bro. You ain't got nothing popping over there. If you're running, all we want for people now is to come on these platforms and learn. Like, bro, bro put in a lot of work to teach you folks. Coming over here talking about that. Oh, this lady is talking about, oh, well, they're all black, and then she just it's this cognitive dissonance. And they just don't care that we can see through the appearance of a thing. Man, look, man, we the one. Look, Elijah Muhammad is ours. You know what this man taught? This man came here talking about the moon, the stars, and what you're gonna see if you even go there. These people was up there writing hieroglyphics. No, we got people that really talking about that stuff. He's talking about the moon. And they got there to the moon and they said, we actually saw what Elijah Muhammad was talking about. Has he been to the moon? All we do is we look into the appearance of a thing. We know that everything that we see is not glittering, is not gold. But these people come over here thinking they're going to pull that over on us. Like, man, see, we let y'all come over here, man, because we thought y'all were going to be down with us. That's all. And now you got your grandmother in a bind that was telling you for years, hey, you know we came from Africa, and you got to learn about that, and you got to know that. Oh, well, and all the while they hanging around these our kids in school trying to be just like them, and then going home being trained different and turn these first and second generation into ops. These people playing both sides of the fence, and I'm gonna tell you right now, that fence you on is very shaky because our young people now are getting more quiet on you. They're learning now. They know that they've been hanging around you since third grade. They're starting to hear some stuff now. Like, man, he's starting to get a little bit strange now. Everybody, even FBA, done fell out with their best friends before. We know what it means to fall out and come back together. But we can't come back together with people that literally want to replace us. These people are all over the world, man. China, they're in Japan. Africa's just everywhere. Like, come on, Africa. Who in the freak wants your freaking culture? You bailing all over the earth. All of them. Jamaicans too. It's like, what are y'all doing? Y'all running everywhere talking about, matter of fact, you're not trying to take Chinese culture. You're just over there trying to scam them. Them people is not playing with y'all. All we want from y'all is just sit down and just sort of like shut up. That's it. Don't talk. Don't talk no more. Stay out of our politics, number one. We definitely need you out of our politics because we have something that we got to do every day. We fight every day. We don't have to fight with our hands all the time. We don't have to fight with some of our words. Sometimes our silence is deadly. Ask them Caucasians. They know what it means when we shut up. They be like, oh, they about to do something. They about to do something. Yeah, we are about to do something. It's called delineation. You still there, bro?
Yeah, we here.
I'm just trying to give you your flowers, bro, while you're here, bro. Because I'm going to tell you right now.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you right now, all over this internet, we got our family. They going hard. Our sisters out there going hard. They out there giving this information to our youth because our youth, you know, we got to give it to them. We know it's a hard pill to swallow for some of these melanated immigrants that come over here and say, well, look, it's not me. But like, we're not trying to figure out which one of you it is anymore because we can't afford to try to figure out which one of y'all good. You have to show and prove yourself. You have to stop being afraid. You can win. You can win. Look, if you came over to America, you know what a winning team is. So stop the crap. You can win by checking your own people. And you can go back to them. That's just how, look, they'll let you come back. If they running, they're not running from America. So don't worry about crossing one of your immigrant family members that's off code, they'll get back on code. They're not going to sell you out. Trust me, they want you back in the camp. So if you have to check them, check them. I guarantee you, look, you'll get more power, more credit by checking. You check your parents, you check them, and still come back home the next day, they're going to be sitting up there quiet. They're not going to do anything about it. What are they going to do? Who are they going to turn you into? Who are they going to turn you into? You got to have some real power. Rewrite your own story. Stop some of these immigrants and these tethers from undermining us. Don't let them undermine us. You check them right then and there, and you stand up and you be strong. You go back to work the next day. You go back to school the next day. I guarantee you them tethers going to be your friend tomorrow. No escapee fleer is going to stand up too long against the power. I guarantee you. So all of you riders out there, shut them down. They're not going to stand up against you, but no more than a week. They'll be right back on your side, thinking that they're going to get you back in that mindset. Look, you have to shake it. You got to shake this system. You got to shake this system, because over here, this is what we do 24/7. Look here, it ain't no out here. You don't get out. This ain't something you can quit. We keep telling y'all about our generations and generations and generations of what we've been doing here. These people are very, very, very disingenuous when we look. You're reading our books. You're reading these books. Some of these books are written by Pan-Africanism. This is stuff is. Look, stop thinking it's just one of us. Stop leaning on Malcolm X even so much. You got Malcolm X right in front of you. You don't need to keep on reading his books. Look, what these people have manifested and dreamed about is manifest now. It's called delineation. This is the best thing to ever have happened to you, Tether. So now you know who you are. You can be a rider or you can be an op. Because we're not going to stop doing this. And you can tell all of the Democrat shields, you can run to the Republicans. It does not matter. We don't play this, what they call this political game between the two. We talking about the Wilmington. We talking about Wilmington here. We're talking about Rosebud here. We're talking about the American Revolution. We're talking about the Civil War. We're talking about redlining. This is what we've been going through day for day, minute for minute, hour by hour, and we still run circles around y'all in y'all sleep. This is what these folks do over here, man. If you want true power, shake a FBA hand. Look them in the eyes, man. Look them in the eyes. If you can stand it. Look in one of our eyes, man. You're going to see some history, man. I'm going to tell you right now, will blind you. It will blind you. You don't know nothing about the Cape Fear River. You don't know nothing about all these rivers and all these highways where our people were. You don't know nothing about all this land we've been pushed off of. But you're here. And you want to just talk about Stokely Carmichael. Made up black power. That is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. I wouldn't give it a second of time. When I got my own mom, I got my own dad, I got my own grandmother, I got my own street. I already know about this country. You don't know nothing about what healed you in America. Where you're from, I bet you there's plants, there's trees and stuff. Over here, there's American stuff. And I guarantee you a lot of grandmothers know where to get these plants. I know they know what type of tree these are. I know they know what time to plant, what time to pull these things up. All this stuff was in America. We got this. Who you think taught us this? Who you think taught the Caucasian how to navigate America? All you need to do is just reach out to one of our brothers and say, thank you one day. Thank you. Thank you at school, you're in the 3rd grade. Maybe your grandmother or your uncle will stop the foolishness and stop trying to tell you that, you're better than anybody when you get over here. That is a white supremacy talking point. This is not a country of immigrants. You either fled here or you came here by force. Which one you want to be? You can change your whole you can change everything about yourself if you say you came here to be a writer, man. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to stop what we're doing. When we get about our business, it's real. It's real. See, we're not gonna be listening to no Kamala Harris. Y'all like her. We like, nope. You know, she get a lot of pushback about Barack Obama. These people are Democrats, or they call them now recovering Democrats. They're recovering off trying to be welcome into everybody, calling everybody to come in like this country is a country of immigrants. It's not. We'll welcome you. We can welcome you. But this ain't no Thanksgiving. Don't get it twisted. That's a foolish story too. This ain't no Thanksgiving story. We're not gonna sit down and break bread with people that don't like us. You gotta understand we got children, man. They deserve a proper education too. We are failing in education because we are mixing up all these people ideals about how to treat everybody fair that don't like you, that feel like they better than you, that feel like that what the teacher is doing to you is letting everybody feel comfortable. Then why our children don't feel comfortable then? Why they don't feel comfortable in their schools no more? Because you're trying to make everybody feel comfortable instead of the ones that own this land. The ones that own us. They tell us we're not even the owners, but we say that we are. We say we are. The white tea tell them that they're not, so they say, okay, you're not. That's why you don't have no culture. We don't take everything they say as gospel. Matter of fact, they don't halfway believe nothing we say, and we don't believe them. We cool with that. You idiots trying to get along with them. We don't care that Caucasians don't believe what we say. We know that they hiding. You come here wanting to get along with them so that you don't cause no problems. We like, dude, we cause problems just by being here because we're in our country. And we got people here with us, among us, that want everything that this country has to offer. And all they want to do is go after a white man. It's like, man, we're not asking him. That's why he don't want to give us anything. He don't want to give us anything because we don't ask. We always upset. They say, well, why black people always upset? Upset. We just about our business. We about our business. We are fighting injustice. We will fight injustice to the end. We want justice for our children now, though. That's different. We want justice for them. We want justice in the schools. We want justice every aspect of life. We want justice for them now. We want to try to clear this lane so that they can have an easier walk through too. Stop giving all these benefits and all these handouts to people that just get here. They didn't earn it just because you say that they need it and they ran. It's not fair that they can run all the time. Are you there, Truth? Truth Teller, you there?
I think he on mute.
No, he's on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Let me switch to my iPad 1 second. I TikTok gotta be the most rudest thing. You click that thing, and something start playing loud in your ear. Like, yo, how do you stop that? Let me.
I'm glad you're on TikTok now, bro. I'm sort of new to this.
Yeah, so anybody with a TikTok, yeah, so you would be good. Hold on.
So you and True Teller would be good if y'all would join the TikTok, my TikTok spaces. Yeah, y'all would be better. Y'all be better joining TikTok because it's less presentation and it's more demonstration.
Right.
It's more just talking.
Gotcha.
More just talking. Like, so when I'm on YouTube, I'm going to share videos. It's presentation. You know, YouTube is presentation.
Right.
I show things, I show information, but TikTok is like, nah, you go in. You did like True Teller could go in, whoever, Swerving, whoever want to talk, you go in. Like that is the space to go in because you're going in to allure. Like going in is preferred there more than YouTube, right? Because that's the audience for it. Because like there's no screen sharing, so people just talking. So you go in. 30 minutes, whatever, until then people start to want to join to say what they want to say, whether they agree or disagree. But going in, being long-winded on TikTok is the thing. It's not the thing on YouTube, but it's definitely the thing on TikTok. That's to get people to want to join your space and come up and have something to say, whether it's going to be pro or anti. But that is definitely the space for that, I'm noticing.
Well, and they need to join then, because we want them writers to join. We want them to join on to what's needed, what's required, and not so much of what you think. That's why, I'm glad we do have YouTube, TikTok, whatever it's gonna take to get out the message so that people can just sort of stun them a little bit. We got to stiff on them to make them understand that we're not gonna stop this. You gotta understand, this is our country. These people keep talking about, man, when y'all gonna stop this? Like, what are you talking about? It's crazy to try to talk to a lineage like that. We'll explain to them what a lineage look like. They're not used to that over here. They're so used to getting things free that they don't understand what lineage means. It's like, dude, you can't tell people that's in a lineage to stop doing something. That's just like the supremacy that we're in. The white team supremacy. You go tell them to stop it. I bet they won't do it. But they're looking at us, telling us to stop. Like, how can you stop a lineage? You can't tell a lineage to stop. Like you feel uncomfortable, so you want a lineage to stop talking about you. You're taking everything so personal. Go ahead, bro.
Now, here's another thing with TikTok, that depending on what the device you got, like an iPad, I got all three right now in my hand, and every screen is different to like get to content, like my lives that I've already done. So I'm trying to find the Arawak guy. So on my laptop is there,
Right,
but
I saw that one, by the way.
Right. So on my laptop is there, but it keeps circling. It won't play it. So I went to my iPad. The iPad don't even have a feature at all. Like I can't pull up no live recordings on the iPad. So on my phone, I finally got to it, but again, like the computer, it's just going around in circles, and it's not playing. It's like really weird. So I wanted True Teller to hear the Arawak guy, because he thinks that the people who say they are Aboriginal, Indigenous, or Native, he thinks that they're a problem in our spaces. I'm like, nah, not really. Like, they're like kind of easy to handle. And I was saying, like, you just gotta get to the point with them. So I was like, listen. So he heard two already with them, handled them very easily, and not even like where it's like bad blood. Like they hang up feeling good. Like, they don't know they caught the L, but they hang up pretty much, feeling good. Unlike a tether. The tethers and the conservatives are the most annoying to talk to, because they're not going to stand on truth at all. But this last Arawak guy, y'all gonna like him, because same thing. Like, it's a simple question you ask them, and that's when their whole plan falls apart. All right, so I know I'm gonna do. Okay, so I think I'm kind of narrowing it down where he's at. So I'm gonna switch my device again. I'm gonna go to my phone now. So you can go in, but I'm gonna find it on my phone. So anybody who can hear my voice, you want to be around for this one, the last one. And of course, I'm gonna do a everybody. All right, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. You could talk, because it takes a while. You're gonna see it takes a while, and let me know if you can hear it as well, because I remember when I tried to share it before,
You couldn't. Nobody could hear it.
Yeah, we got something coming up now. Look like you got a lot of spaces coming up, like you on a panel or something. The faces
Can you
haven't
hear it?
showed up though.
Can you hear
Well,
it?
nope, not yet. I can only hear you right now, but it seems like it's coming up.
Did you hear that when I said, "What's a black Brit"?
No.
Hmm. Hold on. One more time. That's. Can you see my screen sharing?
Yes.
All right. So once it
But
gets
like I
going,
said, on the screen you just have plus signs and the little icons where there would normally be
yeah. Not
faces, but it is
that's
coming up.
TikTok. No, that's TikTok.
TikTok. Oh,
So
okay.
that's how it's always going to be. Yeah, the plus is going to be there because I don't invite a whole bunch of people on
Yeah.
because I'm not the author of confusion. So, but once it stops circling, so this is what happens. It circles, and eventually it stops 1,000 years later. And that is when. Let me know if you can hear any audio once it stops circling because for some reason it wasn't sharing audio, but that's because it wanted me to update. I updated and that's when you would think it'll let you share audio then. I'm trying to think, should I go to and another thing, the thing about Zoom that I like the best, and this is why I'll never leave it. I know the advantages it has over TikTok, Clubhouse, and those other things. Like for example, I just told you I went from two different devices. My laptop, it died, right? Because I broke the charger on some goofy negligent stuff. I broke the charger. So, what time did that damn thing close? So I broke the charger, right? And I'm at the I broke the charger, so the laptop dies. But look what I did though. What's that Denzel Washington movie where he touched people and they turned to the evil guy and he touched somebody else? I forgot what that one was called, but it kind of reminded me of that. So I was on my laptop. I was able to go to my iPad, which I was just there recently, right?
Talking about the
And
book of Eli.
nah.
No.
Okay, so 12 a.m. I thought so. Nah, it's the book of Eli. Like they'll know. They'll know. It's one of his popular movies before Training Day. Um, and Malcolm X, obviously. Anyway, the Zoom allows you to switch devices like that. So I could be on my without ending the live. You can't do that on TikTok nowhere. You can't switch devices. So like when my laptop's about to die, I can switch to my iPad. To my iPad's about to die, I can switch to my phone. Because some of these places do not have plugs, right? When you like in the ghetto, when you're in the hood, they ain't gonna have plugs because they're trying to discourage people from sitting down. Like, you know, plug like it's really for like anybody but really homeless people. I'm plugging their phones up and stuff. Uh go, idiot. Yeah, but the people who try to backdoor into the lineage, but then confess that they don't have any lineage um ancestors. Like to me, they are the easiest to talk to. Like they're just as easy as talking to a anybody who admits that they don't have ancestors from U.S. chattel slavery. But did you see the show I did yesterday about Arian and Simone? Like your name was.
I don't think I saw that one. Yeah, I was gonna watch that one
Okay.
earlier, but I didn't get a chance. When I saw you on, I was going
So
through your stuff, but when I saw Revenue come on, I was like, oh boy.
yeah. Now we you see, but the thing is, but you got to understand when you talk to revenue, you got to engage with them. So like, it can't be a monologue. It has to be a dialogue because it's not gonna work. So anybody, if you watch his shows, like you got a dialogue with certain people. Now they're gonna ask you questions too. And he has a plethora of gotcha questions. So if you're not ready for that, like it's not gonna be a good dialogue because it got to be a dialogue. It can't just be a monologue. It can't be like a tongue lashing. You just cuss them out. It has to be. You have to be like I tell True Teller. You got to be able to dish and take, dish and take, dish and take with that one. But it's to get your feet wet. Like so, some things he might ask you, you don't know. Hey, I don't know. And what's the relevance? Because usually it won't have any relevance. Like his points are, he has numbskull points. Like even when he did just now, when I was talking to him, he brought up the Kwame Ture. I think he did that by mistake, by the way. Like he's not that smart to be trickery. So I think he made a mistake and said black.
Right.
Kwame Ture came up with black. And when I was arguing that, I think at some point he realized that. And he realized that I'm going to catch it eventually and I'm going to cook him. So he got off. So people know when they slip up, they go, okay, damn, let me hop off before you catch it. Then he really going to get it. Right. He's not that wise to.
So the movie called The Fallen, because I see that in the chat. Fallen, the movie.
Fallen. Yeah, that's it. Fallen. You ain't watch Fallen? Okay.
I don't know if I have or not.
Nah, you haven't.
I know I've seen a lot of his movies, but I don't.
The way I
don't think I
describe it.
have.
No, you haven't, because the way I describe, you've seen it. Like it's one of those movies where you don't forget. It's like Malcolm X and Training Day. Like Fallen was one of his top movies before the Malcolm X and Training Day thing, or I think it's after Malcolm X. But Fallen was that movie, man. Yeah, that plot twist was crazy. But he got a lot of movies like that. But Fallen was the movie. But yeah, Fallen was the one I was referring to, where
they got
it was crazy. That's all I can say. All I can say, man, it's a must see. If you haven't seen that one, there's no way somebody could be what we do? Sometimes we have like conversations, who's our best actor, man and woman. And man, if you haven't seen Fallen and you love Denzel, nah, you don't love Denzel. Because that is a movie you gotta see. That's like being a Tupac fan in movies, never seen Juice. It's like, what? You need to see Juice. Like, are you crazy? So Drake got this corny new album coming up. Like this dude is just so like Tethers and white people they
love
are
Drake.
infatuated with Drake, yo. This dude is so corny, yo.
Yeah.
He's live right now with he live like 400,000 people watching his corny videos. This dude is so corny. No swag.
Yeah, it's like he having he acting like he just he want to be a Tether. It's like a Tether disgruntled album or something. He's pissed off about stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
I think I
Tether's in
heard part
love
of
with
that
some
song.
Drake, man. Yeah, I ain't heard none of his song. Don't want to hear it. If I end up hearing this by mistake, straight serendipity, I don't want to hear it. Ain't trying to hear it. The dude is straight garbage. I don't want to hear nothing from it. Like, because when you really don't get it caught up in the shenanigans, like, see, at one point I used to like Drake. I was caught up in the shenanigans. I thought but once Kendrick Lamar broke it down, okay, and exposed him, it made me go back and say, wait a minute. I went back, I'm like, damn, everything he pretty much said was on a money. And then when you catch this dude on Funkmaster Flex looking for his writer to send him the lyrics, he never did. He over here, he trying to wait. Look, when somebody showed me that, now had I seen that before I didn't see that when I liked him. Like I didn't know his history like that. I didn't know his history, so I seen that after the exposure of Kendrick Lamar. So I'm like, yo, how the hell people see that and like the guy? Like, yeah, that was like a clear expose. So now, and then they got songs that he do that other people did first. It's like, yo, now I was unaware of all that stuff, but the people who was like on him was told that, and they still went with the guy. Yeah, man, nah,
Yeah, he struggled on flex.
yeah, yeah, can't do that. But we all know what it is though. Dude, light skin, like people got the whole that complex, they got issues with that. They got issues with the light skin thing. Like your
Then
light
plus
skin, like
he up there in Canada.
nah, they don't care about that. It's just the fact that if he was dark skinned,
No, he care
he
about
would
it.
not have those. Now I'm scared about him. I'm saying the people because he like you ain't nothing. Nobody's behind you. If nobody's behind you, when people career falls because nobody's behind them. So like you ain't anything if nobody's behind you. So I'm saying the people are behind this guy, Tyler, Shakira, all these weirdos, and then you got Drake. People are super behind him because he's light. If he was dark, he'd have never amassed that many followers. But dude is completely garbage. Style is old and I always say outdated because he's outaged. This guy like 90 years old, hanging around 20-year-olds and 18-year-olds. Dude, weird as hell. But the Aryan, hold on, 1 second.
Yeah, Chad. How many people waiting on Drake's album?
So the chick Ariane Simone, right? She did a fund for black women, right? And she was into her black women magic stuff. I'm gonna do something for black women and blah blah blah. But put like this, she ended up finding out what what delineation was all about. Trying to do that. Her fund was called the Fearless Fund. Fearless Fund. Man, she tried that bullshit. Edward Blum came with his AAER Alliance for American Equal something equal rights. Man, he ripped that thing to shreds, man. Look, she said she's fearless, right? Yeah, he cooked that thing so badly that she ended up that he forced her to 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 say that she's for people of color and entrepreneurs of underprivileged entrepreneurs. Like he made her bow down like that, yo. He made her say people of color and entrepreneurs. What I just say? Entrepreneurs. Damn, I had the right. I forgot terminology I just used. But underprivileged entrepreneurs. Yeah, he made her water down her language so much. Yeah, he sued her. She had to settle. Yeah,
What's her
yo,
name again?
Ariane Simone. Yeah, she found out what delineation was all about right then and there
They know who she
because
is
like
in the chat.
because she had to learn why she can't get that off. Like she had to learn that this is a race-based program and these violate the equal protection clause. So I know she was asking the lawyer, like, what that mean? He like, yeah, you with this you with this magic talk, you dig?
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
was
and
like,
a lot
not
of yeah, but and a lot of this like sort of politics about around the map drawing and stuff. A lot of that stuff is gonna really be hurting a lot of those immigrants. You know, they thinking that stuff is gonna hurt us. They gotta understand that we have gone through these gerrymandering maps for a long time. I keep trying to explain to people, all you gotta do is just look at the money in your pocket when these immigrants come over here. Look at the money in your pocket if you actually have a lot of money. Look at the dollar bill, look at the five, look at the 20, look at the 100. And you start to look at these presidents, and you start to look at the times when our country was going through a lot of stuff similar to now. Even some of those presidents were even rougher than the one that you got now. And we were going
Yeah.
through, you know, great depressions. We were going through a lot of unalivings. We were going through a lot of problems, and we were here during that time. And you know, we gone back from not having a party to in a party, just accepting these parties that thinking that we're gonna get something from them, to now just being filled and flooded with immigrants that don't really have our best interests at heart because they don't understand why we're not just going along to get along anyway anymore. We did that amongst ourselves for centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So she learned quickly what, like, play this, like she caught up really fast on what's going on today by being sued, and like I said, she had to settle. So she had her fearless fund
yes,
became very fearful. They had to pay money to this conservative guy cooking them. So I asked a question. I said, are there any liberals out there suing, white people in
mhm,
case they try to do the same thing? Because they be trying to have exclusion or organizations as well.
absolutely,
And I and it said there are no liberal organizations suing uh whitey people. So for me, I felt like I had this epiphany. I said, I think because he started his organization in 2023 to start suing everybody. I'm like, wow, like that's very recent. And I'm like, you know what? I think the libtards whispered to him. I think the libtards whispered to him and like, yo, now this is me. I got no proof. I'm just saying what I think. I think the libs put them on game. Like, yo, we need you to start up a company to sue these race-based things so we can make black folks relax and get off our bumper
mhm,
with this tangible shit. So hey, come up with a company that just targets race-based programs. So when they ask us for something specifically for black people, we can play the game and say, well, hey, we tried. See, can't do it. It's being shot
mhm.
down. Now, the key language is this. The key language is black. So everybody that's listening to my voice, when you hear people say black and they're not a self-acknowledging foundational black American, freedmen, Adolfs, right? If they're not delineating, if they're not publicly delineating, if they didn't say anything about that word, you have to almost just chalk it up. That black means immigrant. I know that's crazy to hear, but you have to rewire your brain. If you don't hear black coming from a delineated person, you got to chalk it up. Black has almost became equivalent to immigrant, right? Immigrant inclusive. That means immigrants are there, right? They're a part of it. So all these colleges and institution, banks, or whatever schools, this is for black people. That is wink, wink, immigrants. Okay, and there's an Edward Blum right there waiting to strike that thing down.
Yeah, looks that way.
There's an Edward Blum right there waiting to strike that race-based thing down. So their thing is, see, we can't do anything for you because Edward Blum is going to strike it down. So we got to get back on track supporting immigration. And we like, wait a minute, we got a solution for that though. Stop saying race-based terms. Stop making it for all. We didn't ask for all. Like we said, black people, but we really, it was unbeknownst to us that black people was part of the all. Like we thought black people was exclusively just for, we thought it was code words or straightforward words for black Americans. We didn't know the game. We didn't know that black was a racial term that's really sympathetic to immigrants. So we're like, hey, do us a favor and make it lineage based. Don't make it race based. And once they heard that, that's when they went crazy. So when Roland Martin wanted to argue with Lex Vortex, I don't know where that would have went, but I know I got core talking points. And I'd be like, hey, so when he want to say because of course Roland Martin don't want to talk about real stuff, so he would have said some stupid stuff. The Democrats, like, oh, I don't care nothing about that. I'm talking about delineation, my guy, and why. No, I wouldn't say that first. I'll say I want to talk about why Edward Blum, to set him up, why Edward Blum is suing and shutting down these funds or these institutions that have programs for black people. Oh, see, you can't do that. You can't do that. And then I'm gonna hit him. Then I get him. It's like, why? Because they're race based, right? Yeah. Okay. So why not just do something for the lineage based? And that's when you're gonna get them stuttering. It's like, yeah, exactly, man. You guys are purposely doing it incorrectly, so nothing ever get done exclusively for Black Americans. Like we gotta almost do like we did like the civil rights movement. Like we gotta just be straightforward. Like, hey, listen, man, it ain't never going back the same without this. All right, if we don't get this, we ain't gonna never be the same. Like you ain't the way you knew us before. That ain't gonna never happen again. Just go along, get along, nice. Nope, that's out. That's out. We need to have the same energy, constant same energy our ancestors had. The civil rights movement was about 14 years, 1954 to 1968. Okay, FBA, you could say start around 2019. We're like, what, 5 years in? We got time.
Absolutely. I agree.
So, sometimes it takes double-digit years to get things going.
Oh, I think we're making tremendous time, and I think we're making up time every day, every minute. I really do. I think that it's moving a whole lot faster than people ever thought it was because we're in their conversations. We're in their conversations, or either they're trying to squash them one way or the other. You remember not too long ago, our brother was Black Alpha was at Kamala Harris thing. Then you had another brother actually grab the mic up at the National Action Network.
Melrose.
Yeah, so we're there, and we're other places. We just had a couple of our politicians to step away now to become independent. This is big because if they become independent and then they run on our platform, because they've basically been dumped out of the Democratic Party. So now they're running as independents. Now they're no longer listening to the Democrats. And that's two here in North Carolina. So you got two of them that switch from Democrat to independent. Now, if they run, now mind you, she lost her bid to become the Democratic nominee again to run against a Republican, but she got 22% of the vote. I'm telling you, bro, you cannot win with somebody getting 22% of the vote, even if it's just FBA. We run, unless she ran strictly off of ADOS platform, bro, and she got 22%. That's way too much.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So all the teachings that we're doing, the messages that we're getting out, they're being heard because you don't want to get no more than 22%. You notice the Democrats have said nothing about that when she lost. All they were just happy that she lost, and the other guy got 60-some%. You can't win like that. You can't win like that. And that means that her 22% are people that are pissed off. You can imagine now. She wasn't even really catering towards FBA. She told them she was all ADOS. That's what she's doing, even though FBA was going to support her. But now she knows she's got to double down now. She got 22%. The other guy left too. So he know he got to give. She got 22. That's why they're running as independents. They're not running because they think they can lose. They're running because they think they can win. And even if they don't, they get anything. The Democrat can't win with an FBA running against them. Not anymore. You can't have an independent FBA running against a Democrat and against a Republican at the same time, because the Democrat is going to go crazy. They're going to be like, oh, you're going to be taking our votes. Well, that's your fault. You have an opportunity to listen, or this is going to be like a trial balloon for you, because that means that's coming up in 2026. That'll be in these in this election that's coming up. So we have two independents running in two different zones, and they're running as an independent, and they're running with us in mind. That's it, period. Because they don't have a party anymore. And I feel like that I feel like that our messages are getting out, our talking points are getting out. We're gonna make up even more time now, because you see the way they're coming out. They're coming out attacking anybody that's FBA right now. They're saying, boy, they look here, they're unleashing all the Democratic shields. They're unleashing them all over the world. They're trying to get the athletes involved. The athletes are trying their best not to get involved in this stuff. Democrats mad at them because they won't speak up. Leave them athletes alone. Leave them alone. You know, even some of the celebrities don't want to speak up about this because they see it. Look, a lot of these people know they got FBA in their family. They sitting around still talking like that, and then some of them are just looking at them like, yeah, well, you know, I'm still not gonna vote. So when they go up there, a lot of times they're not really arguing with us. They're arguing with their own family members. Bro, you got to understand. We have to understand. These politicians got FBA in their family. They can't control them. They can't control them. They're trying to talk to them. They're trying to convince them. And it almost feels like we're taking it personal because this is our lineage. So we know they're coming after us, but we got to understand it don't take them about 3 or 4. But look, if you got 100 and you got about like 10 FBAs in your family, you're in huge trouble as a Democrat. You can't lose 10. You just can't. You can't lose 10 out of 100. That is far too many for you to win. You'll lose everywhere in America because you don't have enough immigrants to make that up. And we're starting to get an understanding now that there's not as many immigrants here as they thought, especially that can vote. They thought they had a lot of immigrants. Yeah, it's not enough for them to cover the losses that they're gonna get if we don't vote for them, because we're voting for our own lineage-based, a lineage-based platform. Period. And they have not seen it yet. They haven't seen it roll out. Look,
right,
you remember Tariq? Go ahead, bro.
We go too deep, because it's 11 o'clock. I'm over here. I'm trying to stay up. I'm yawning. I'm about to be a knock. I'm about to be like True Teller. Knock the hell out. Yeah. So hold that thought, because I'm falling asleep. Because it's just my bedtime. Like I go to bed really early. Yeah. So let me hop off now, because what happens is I'm gonna fall asleep. You're gonna be going in, and then guess what? No.
To wake you up.
No, not forget about that. You're gonna leave eventually, right? And then it's gonna be just 8 hours, 10 hours. I'm just live.
I remember that.
I don't want that 8 hours, because then I gotta go modify that. And then once you modify a video, when they play it back, that you lose the chat. So if you modify a video, you lose the chat. So there'll be no chat replay. So I don't want to have to modify, because what I don't want is a 10-hour, 15-hour video that's going to be half of the video is going to be snoring. All right, brother. So let me take it down. I'm going to take it down, and we'll get up probably tomorrow.
No doubt, bro.
I'm going to find
an
Arawak. Yeah, I'm going to find the Arawak video tomorrow. I'm going to find it. That's my mission.
I saw that one. It was good. I saw the way
Yeah,
you
I
ended it
gotta play
too.
that
It
one.
was great.
And look, as I'm looking for that, I came across the Garvey guy. There's a couple guys. I came across the homeless guy from Cali. He said he living under the bridge, whatever. But then he homeless, but then he started to get a little funky on the call. Like, yo, where's the humility?
Well, you know,
Yeah,
is he FBA homeless?
that's what he said, but I don't know. But all right, I mean,
No
chat,
doubt.
peace. Everybody
Peace,
like the
bro.
video. Thank you very much. Thank you for those who have I didn't see the super chats. If you did, I didn't see. If you didn't, no problem. Somebody said the Cash App. I'll read that off tomorrow. I'm sleepy as crap. Yep. Thank you, SL. Thank you, Truth Teller. Swerving came on, then he hopped off. He probably got busy. All right, man. Peace.